Hi, I'm Melissa Jeanette Shea, President and CEO of the Long Island Real Estate Investors Association. Almost 2 decades ago, on a dare, I purchased my first home with no money down. I received $7,000 at the closing and earned $200 a month in passive income, all while my tenant was paying the mortgage.
Since then, we've purchased over $30 million in real estate and have taught people just like you how to do the same. Visit us at themeetingofthemindspodcast.com. Register and receive our free ebook that explains how to get the money to begin investing in real estate.
So if you've always wanted to own real estate and don't know how, you need to contact us. We're local, accessible, and we work with you personally to ensure that you become the most successful real estate investor that you can be.
Whether your goals are to fix and flip or income generation through portfolio building, visit us at themeetingofthemindspodcast.com. Join our monthly workshops and learn the secrets to real estate investing success.
Don't forget to register at the Meeting of the Minds podcast to receive our free ebook where you can learn how to get the money to begin real estate investing.
And for even more amazing educational content, join us here every week on the Meeting of the Minds podcast. Get out of the rat race and learn how to invest in real estate today. Hey guys, you're listening to the Meeting of the Minds podcast. If you've always wanted to become financially independent through real estate investing, but you're not quite sure where to begin, then you're listening to the right show because that's what we teach. Go to our website, themeetingofthemindspodcast.com. Register and we'll send you our free ebook that'll explain to you how you can get the money to begin investing in real estate. You'll also receive email notifications on all of our upcoming events and much, much more. Make sure you turn on your notifications and follow us so that you're caught up to date on all of our new content, which we upload once, sometimes up to 3 times a week. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. So if this is your first time listening in, my name is John Shea, and today, sitting across from me is Melissa and I's personal friend, Belinda Savage. Belinda, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here today. How are you?
Oh, good, and thank you for having me over here. I just love coming out to Long Island.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure having you here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get started?
Wow. It all started in Wall Street. I actually was a researcher and a bond trader directly out of college. And once I got into investments, it was actually segued into real estate and private notes about 21 years ago. Out in San Francisco,
That's right. You were on the West Coast, right?
I was. That's where I started this part of my life, meaning
Right.
alternative assets. So once I got hired in senior management, I became a huge fan of performing real estate investments, private notes, startups, even cannabis and crypto.
There we go.
All with tax-deferred and tax-exempt funds. So
Wow.
it's good.
When did you come back to New York? And are you back in California right now?
No, I actually go out to California for conferences on occasion, and I just did my golf tournament for charity of Wounded Warrior Housing. But I'm actually stationed here on the East Coast in New Jersey, and I come out to see you guys once a month.
Yes, you do, and it's always great having you here.
Oh,
You
thank
always make everybody smile. It's just a great person to be around. So today we're going to be talking about self-directed IRAs or just IRAs in general. But let's kick it off by asking the first question, which is, what is an IRA?
Great question. Individual retirement accounts actually were part of a very big piece of legislation in 1974 from Congress when they went after the large corporations, basically stating in ERISA that they could no longer take money out of pensions to operate their companies. So in segregating those funds, they also launched the individual retirement account where every American can take money from their income every year, set it aside. You can actually write it off your taxes and then go ahead and invest it into any asset class in the world. Wall Street won't tell you that. They only tell you to invest in stocks, bonds, or mutual funds.
Because they want the money.
Absolutely. They want those assets under management.
Because, you said any American could do it, right?
Yes.
But it's available to all Americans. But, up until a couple of years ago, nobody's really heard of them.
That's the sadness of it. Wall Street kept this quiet. They wanted to only focus on the upper middle class and the wealthy as to how to build that tax-deferred funds. So now that's exactly where I picked up. 21 years ago, I said, I'm going to make this known to everybody I can bring the message to.
And you're doing a great job at doing that, too. It's great having you come by the events and explain that to people. They're always, like, awestruck by what you have to tell them about IRAs. So
it's a good message. It's a whole thing of empowering the individual investor as to their choice and the fact that they can actually invest in assets that have security for the client, because you can't move a house. In other words, that house is always going to be there, a building.
Right.
And that is your security behind your investment. So that's the beauty of it.
Nice. All right. So we're going to get into the second question. However, we started doing a little getting to know you thing on the last episode between me and Melissa. You know, it's just off-topic questions that I get to ask you that are completely off-topic.
I can't wait.
So here we go. Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want to have as a dinner guest and why? Yeah, you were not prepped for these.
Yeah, this was a very unusual question. I probably would say Albert Einstein.
Really?
Yeah, I just find him so fascinating.
Just to pick his brain?
Yeah, I like it. They once asked him if there was anybody, he says, if there was anything that he could know, who would it be? And it would be God. And he just had really made that a very incredible question for this reporter. And so I would like to interview him myself.
What would you ask him?
I would want to know what it is that, first of all, why he left Germany and his life back before he became an American citizen and a professor. And perhaps he has solutions that we never really knocked. In other words, we didn't knock on that door enough with him at that time because of the war.
Well, it's a great person to have dinner with and great questions to ask him, too. So let's get back to IRAs. Why don't Americans have basic education in utilizing self-directed IRAs? Or why do you think most Americans don't know about it?
Simply because Wall Street kept it a secret. I believe that they have put the kibosh on explaining truthfully what you are allowed to do and how to do it. And as long as they have their agenda in keeping the electronic bulletin board, as I call it, the New York Stock Exchange and other foreign exchanges, they actually control what you can invest in and what you should invest in, as opposed to what you have the ability to invest in.
Right. Okay, so where can somebody go to get that education?
Believe it or not, it's not in a book. You actually have to come to an educator like myself. There's attorneys and CPAs that are sprinkled throughout the United States.
Lightly dusted.
Very. And simply said that you really do have to knock and seek and ask. And that is one of the reasons why I decided to make this my gospel to the American family, where they could build family wealth literally from Main Street, investing in Main Street.
Okay.
So it's a whole different concept, and I think that attitude is what drives and generates a family into such a much better financial situation.
Right. Excellent. So I'm going to ask you this once now, and I'll definitely ask you again. But since you're an educator that somebody can go to, what's the name of your company? How can people get in touch with you?
For sure. So I'm with M2 Trust, and our bank is located in Denver, but I'm here in New Jersey. I speak all over the country in conferences, seminars, and webinars, and real estate investor groups. So they can get in touch with me at 848-233-9729.
Okay.
I'll have a conversation with them.
All right, excellent. And if you guys missed out on that phone number, or if you forget this information, you could always email us, and we'll get Belinda's information to you as well.
Thank you.
So, time for another fun one. Belinda, when you were a teenager, did you have posters on your bedroom walls? And if so, what were they of, if you could remember?
Definitely. The Beatles.
Really?
Yeah, 6 foot by 3 foot. I mean, that's how big the poster was. I fell in love with the Beatles.
Oh, well, mostly everybody did. Who was your favorite Beatle?
Oh, of course, Peter. I mean, Paul. I got Peter on the mind.
You got Peter
Paul.
on the mind.
Paul
Okay.
McCartney.
Yep, and he's still kicking, right?
Yes.
All right, so back to business here. How do you find an IRA, and are there age restrictions on starting one?
So an individual retirement account, you can actually start with a child, and you'd have to have a conversation with me privately, but I can teach you how to do that, and you can start a Roth IRA for a child so that it grows.
What is a Roth IRA?
So that means you can grow that Roth contribution tax exempt for the rest of your life, and you never pay Uncle Sam any taxes.
Really?
Yeah. So if it grows from 5,000 to $1 million, you would never pay taxes on it ever again.
And you could start one of those with an infant.
Infant, yes.
But they have to talk to you privately about it first.
Yeah, they want to talk to me and find out how they do that, but it's been done every single day.
So they'll never have to pay taxes on that?
Never.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Peter Thiel did it, and he was my client. So if that doesn't resonate with people, the PayPal founders, I don't know what else to say. I think I have pretty good credentials.
Yeah, I wish my parents started. If maybe they did start a Roth IRA for me, I should find out.
Yes, you should.
I really doubt it, though.
Get a hold of that information.
All right. Can you use your personal funds and tax-deferred dollars in the same transaction?
The answer is yes, but we recommend 50-50. In other words, if you're going to use personal funds out of your pocket, you should use your IRA to the same extent so that they both go in the same day.
Right.
And it should be 50-50. So there's never any question that one has benefit over the other.
It's also easy to track,
Exactly.
Just doing half and half, right?
We try to keep it as simple and know the rules. And I do know compliance rules. I have compliance, litigation, and operations background, and I've done 60 litigation cases. Just
60 litigation
60.
cases.
I've been in court.
Yeah. Nobody enjoys it, but
no, but it's good experience.
You're good at it. Okay, Belinda, pancakes or waffles, and why?
Pancakes.
Pancakes, why?
Well, I think it's because I lived in Fairbanks, Alaska, and blueberry pancakes fresh from the vine. Can you imagine that? Out in the...
You were in Alaska?
Yeah, I lived in Alaska, Fairbanks, at a gold mine. I had this magnificent breakfast one day, and that picture has never left me. They're fantastic.
Well, pancakes tend to soak the syrup up, too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
lovely.
Little sponges, right?
Just wonderful. I can't say enough about it.
So it could soak up like a sponge, or you could use a waffle, and they're little cups of syrup, right? But
yes.
Belinda Savage, it really enjoys fresh blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, so. Amen to that.
All right. Can you leverage an IRA like a mortgage?
The answer is yes, and most people are not aware of that either. There are banks and financial institutions which offer you non-recourse loans on your IRA based on the fact that 35% of the purchase price would come from your IRA or 401k when you move it over. And then that financial institution would grant you a non-recourse loan, which you would use simply because it's based on the rental capacity of that property.
Okay.
And the beauty of it is you don't guarantee the loan. So talk about a win-win situation. There it is.
All right. And I don't have it written down here, but you have talked about it in the past. How much money is put aside for this?
So you mean in terms of how many IRAs and 401ks money is in the United States?
Well, I know normally when we speak, there's the word trillions that gets thrown around.
Yes.
So what is that in reference to exactly?
So 401k and IRA money constitutes about $9.7 trillion today.
$9.7 trillion.
And then pension plans in the United States constitute another $17 trillion.
You can't even fathom that type of money even exists,
Especially since we didn't even have 401ks till 1983.
True. Very true.
You talk about an expansion of the retirement savings in this country, extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, you have so much good information on this subject. Again, how could somebody get in touch with you?
Happy to address them. They can reach me by way of email. My first initial, B as in Bravo, Savage, at m2trustservices.com. Or they can reach me and contact your office, and you'll be glad to send them over an email or my telephone information.
What was your telephone again?
So it's 848-233-9729.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Belinda. All right, ready for the lightning round?
You got it.
It's going to be lightning round. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
White bread, potato bread, or wheat?
Wheat.
Wheat bread. You're a wheat bread person.
Yes.
Okay. I would assume that wheat also constitute in the same area as rye and pumpernickel.
Yes.
I like pumpernickel.
Yes.
Pumpernickel's good bread.
Yes.
If you could snap your fingers and make any species on this earth go extinct, which one would you choose?
Spiders.
Spiders? Yeah, I don't like them either. Would you rather have James Earl Jones or Arnold Schwarzenegger voice your GPS?
James Earl Jones.
That'd be a soothing one, right? But I'd like to hear Arnold yelling at me, "Turn right now!"
And actually, I've met James Earl Jones in San Francisco when he was doing a movie. That's why.
He's got such a soothing voice.
He is.
All right, we're going to wrap it up, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you here, and we're going to do more of these talks in the future.
Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the American public needs this kind of information to set them free instead of being held hostage by an electronic bulletin board in New York.
Exactly. So. And it's there for all Americans.
Amen.
And yeah. So,
there to do.
Anyway, thank you again. Guys, real estate investing really is the best way to be financially independent, and it's available to everyone. But education is the key to your success. Go to the meetingofthemindspodcast.com, register, and you'll receive a free ebook that'll explain to you where you can begin investing in real estate today. Stop chasing the cheese and learn how to make it for yourself, because only then can you truly get out of the rat race. Guys, from Melissa, Belinda, me, and all of our staff, happy investing.